Welcome to Roxtalks, the podcast that helps network marketers grow their business on social media. I'm Roxanne Wilson, and today we're going to be talking about you taking market share. Fourth quarter, baby, and it's all about you getting market share, which starts, ends, begins, ends again, and runs through your list. Yes, we're talking about lists, and I can't wait to dive into it with you. So we'll get started. Before we do get started, though, I have a question for you. Are you ready to get your head in the holiday game? Now, some of you may have thought that when I was talking about this last month, it was too soon, Roxanne. Well, fine, but now it's October, baby. And you and I both know that the holidays have started. You are not a consumer, you are a retailer. And as a retailer, as a business owner, as a CEO, you've got to get your head in the game right now. That means not waiting for upline, sideline, corporate to tell you what to do. It's you taking control and deciding what you're going to do for this holiday season so it makes a difference. And you might be saying, I just don't know what that means, Roxanne. I got you covered. The Holiday Strategy Workshop, we have one more thus far, one more live workshop for you coming up this week. If you're listening to this when this is released, I don't want you to miss it. Listen, those who've taken the workshop are floored and excited and empowered and are already rocking their holiday sales strategy. Why can't that be you? It can be. Don't wait. Get busy. Don't wait. Get busy and work on your holidays right now. To find out more, just go to roxtalkspodcast.com or go directly to socialstoriesmembership.com/holiday. You'll see reviews. You'll get the details on the workbook and all the things you're going to learn and the blueprint you're going to get, and you can get registered. Don't miss out. I'll see you there. All right, so we're talking about market share. Market share sounds like a boring word, perhaps. Maybe you're like, Roxanne, I didn't do business. Market share, what? Market share basically is the share of your market. And for you to be successful, you want a larger share of your target market. Can we agree on that? Does that sound good? Awesome. So how do we do that as a network marketer, and why does it matter right now? Well, we are in the fourth quarter. If you watched or listened to last episode, you know that the fourth quarter is your quarter. It's such an important quarter for your business. And one of the great ways it can rock your business now and in 2021 is if you start really focusing on getting a larger market share. How do we do that? Well, one way we do that is by doing and really rocking the holidays with specials and sales, and you're just in it to win it. And you can learn all about that at the workshop. Hopefully you're going to one of those. That's not what I want to talk to you about right now. I want to talk to you about the market share that happens because you built your list. Now, here's the thing. Holidays, fourth quarter, about two things. Yes, they are. You are nailing your offer, as one of my mentors says, making sure you have a great offer that's irresistible and people want it. And so they want to join you and they want to buy your product. But the other really important thing is to generate more leads. That means building your list. That means getting more people on your list. Now, if you need to go back, and I recommend you do, go back and watch or listen to some of my episodes on building your list. In fact, when you go to roxtalkspodcast.com, now when you register, you sign up there to get on the podcast list, you actually get a database that you can just type in list, and all of the moments that I ever talked about building your list on any podcast will show up. It's so handy. But alas, I say, let's get to a point where you realize, okay, I do need to build my list, Roxanne. I get it. My list is my quant, it's my money. And social media is awesome. But the goal of social media is to get people to know, like, and trust me. It's for me to find my target market and then get them off of social media and onto my list. Now, we're not going to quibble. I'm going to pretend that you believe me when I say your list is building the email list. And for those of you who are email shy, we can work through that. Or again, listen to the archives on getting over your fears about email. Email is one of the most important tools for your business and for any retail business. The reason you get so many emails is because they work. Think about that. Why would Nordstrom and Target and Walmart and Costco and every store that you've ever given your information to keep sending you emails? Because they know it works. And when the time is right and you're looking for something, you go to that promotion section and you find that email and you take full advantage of it. Tell me that's not true. It may not be true for some of you, but for the bulk of you, it is true. And that's why it works. When I was doing network marketing, you know what, like in my heyday, really into it. I would always generate my own email and my own list. And when I generated my own email about something, you know what? I always made sales. And these were from people I didn't know were even paying attention to and may not have been paying attention to me on social media, or they were, but it was the email that clinched it for them and made it easy for them to make that sale. So if you think emails don't work, you're wrong. Wow, that was strong. But you know what? I always give it to you real. If you think they don't work, you are wrong. If you're like, but I don't like emails, it is not about you. It is about, as survey says, as studies show and prove, it is about your consumer, your target market, and your target market responds to emails. It's another way of you getting in front of them. Unless you're planning on spending money on TV commercials and billboards and something else, which I'm going to guess you're not, get on the email train. And even they get on the email train. Okay. So what we need to do right now, because you might be saying, Roxanne, but my list is so small. Why does it matter? My list is small. Great. That's awesome. I don't care if your list is 0, which is probably more than 0 because you probably have at least one customer and they make your list. But here's your, or if you have a gajillion, if you have 5,000 people on your list, 10,000 people on your list, whatever it is, here is your time to build that list. How are you doing that? Well, I want you to be proactive about it. There's several different ways. If you're doing virtual events, you want to make sure that every virtual event you do, you have some opportunity to get people's emails. Perhaps it's for them to do the virtual event, you go, awesome, what is your email address? So I can give you information about how to log on to the virtual event. Boom, boom, add that email. We'll talk about where you put that email a little later. Another way to do it is, you know how I feel about this. I'm a big fan of the lead generator. For my Social Stories members, they know I'm a big believer in this. And during the holiday time, an excellent lead generator is a holiday gift guide. No, I don't mean the one you wait for your company to make. I mean, well, some of you, your company's made them and raw to that. But a custom one regardless works even better because you can, and it means you realize that your target market doesn't want to just buy your product. Let me say that again. You realize that your target market doesn't just want to buy your product. Yes, they're interested in your products, but they're interested in other things too. They have people on their list that don't want what you have to offer. So for example, if you have a wine holiday guide and Jenny has a son who's 15, she's going to buy 4, she's not going to buy him wine. But if you make a personal list, a personal guide, where you're like thinking about Jenny, and you have all the things for the different types of people in Jenny's life, that can go a long way. That's something people are willing to sign up for. That's something people are willing to rock. I should mention that my elite members of Social Stories have been working on their holiday gift guides. They're looking so good, and they're getting ready to roll those out in a big way and work through how to really leverage that. That doesn't mean, even if you're not an elite member of Social Stories, doesn't mean you can't do it. Get on the shtick and let's get going. Make yourself a lead generator and use that. Now, how would you use that? Just a little example. You would let people know, hey, I've got my 10 favorite gifts. Here's a great way, I'm saving you time. Here are 10 of my favorite things. Or you guys always love what I have to offer you. Here are my 10 favorite curated gifts for the holiday season. Now, you don't just give it to them. Never do you just give it to them. You make them pay for it. And they pay through an email. Again, it's not a money transaction, but here's what I know. Even let's say you're like, but Roxanne, I want to charge, and I know you wouldn't, but I want to charge $2 for it. Can I just tell you that every email address you get is worth way more than $2. So know that email is worth moolah, dinero. Okay? You're building your list. So that's another way you can do it. Now, let's say you're like, I don't have a holiday guide, Roxanne. What do you have that you can offer to someone where you can exchange it? Now, again, you do not give it to them without getting their email address. All right. And I teach all of the ways to do that in a way that's natural and life-giving. But I just want to give you some ideas here because I want you to be generating opportunities to get people on your list. Because as you're out there and you're offering different offerings, you want to make sure that you're also thinking, I'm not just hitting my monetary goals, I need to hit my list goal. So for those of you who have a list that's from 0 to 50, I would say your goal is to build your list by 20 over the holiday season. That's reasonable, don't you think? Now, if you are like, it's 0, but then you just add your customers, that doesn't count. Once you add your customers, what is that? Add your list by 20 people. Now, again, I want you to think about this. 20 more people in your funnel, on your list, what would that do for your business? 20 more people you could talk to who will become either your clients, your team members, or your referral partners. Pretty phenomenal. Okay. Now, if you have a list of over 50 and you've been building that list, I would say if you have a list from 50 to 100, your goal is to increase that list by 50 over the next 2.5 months. You can do that. Okay. If your list is over 100, if it's 100 to 500, your goal is to increase your list by 100. And if your list is over 500 to 1,000, I want you to aim to build your list by 200 people. Okay. That gives you a number to base it on. If you're rocking it out and you're pacing higher than that at the beginning, that is fine. Then go past the goal. But I want you to build your list. I want you to look at your list today. And I'd love for you to email me. Email me Roxanne@roxannewilson.com and say, Roxanne, my list is at whatever number it is. And then I want you to email me when you hit your goal of growing that list by that many. Now you might be saying, where am I putting this list, Roxanne? I will tell you, well, hold on that, time out. Other ways for you to build your list. Anytime that you make a sale, because you may be making some sales that are retail sales, you might not be getting email addresses. Make sure you get people's information so you can follow back up with them. I want you to think creatively, knowing your world and your life. How can you get the emails? Now, again, you might be saying, I don't know what to do with them. We're going to get there in a moment, but brainstorm for yourself right now. Now think about it. If you have a group, if you do Facebook groups for your events, or you just have a Facebook group for your customers, I want you to do something. And it's super simple, super easy. Those questions, the questions that Facebook has you ask and has them answer before they can request to be in a group. And you should have those on. One of them should be, what is your email address so you can get updates or whatever it may be. Now, you don't have to require that they do it, but it gives them an opportunity to. And every person that comes into your group, you want to give them that opportunity. For my free Facebook group, which is social media for network marketers, that group, you better believe one of those questions is their email address. Not everyone gives it to me. Some people say I'm already on the list, or some people don't give it to me at all, but a lot of them do. And that allows me to then put them on the list so they get to know about some great things. That helps me build my list so I know how to serve people. The other thing, so that's another way you can do it. So just think about all the ways that you can potentially have gates, barriers that are not bad barriers, but barriers where you're like, hey, I'd love your email address. Can I get that from you? Okay. So let's fast forward to, because I could go in deeper, but this is what I'm going to give you now. This is enough to work on. How do you keep this list? Y'all, I have to tell you a story, and forgive me. Okay. So I'm trying to be PC and I don't know why. It's just in my blood. I got an email recently today, actually. And this is October 1st is when I'm recording this, just in case you want to do the math, from like my upline. And I was looking at the email, and she's been in network marketing longer than I have. She sent an email with a BCC to herself. Do you know what that means? That means she's still sending emails from her actual Gmail account. Now, some people might be like, I am too, Roxanne. That's okay, but stop. That is not the way to send an email for a gajillion reasons. One being, you don't even know if it ever got to me. In fact, Gmail doesn't like it when you send lots of emails to a lot of people. And so and the filters will block it. You're a business person. I almost went back to her and said this, but I'm like, I shouldn't do that. So I didn't, but you're a business person. As a business person, you have got to be professional about what you're sending out, and you have to take control of your business. A beautiful way to do that is to have, some people call it an autoresponder or an email system. Some people in the past have used like What was that one? Oh, these are the ones that obviously I'm big fans of these. Sarcasm there. Oh gosh, what is it called? Mad Mimi or Mad Mimi. Others have used MailChimp. If you know me, you know I am down with the chimp and I don't love Mad Mimi either. I have looked high and low for an email system that was in a price range that network marketers could swallow and feel good about, but also gave amazing functionality and look and style and all those things. My biggest, and I'll tell you right now, I don't personally use this one because my list and all that I do is much beyond all that, and I'm willing to invest more in it. But I do pay for this every month because I so believe in it and I recommend it to my clients that I'm like, well, then I need to pay for it. And I pay for it every single month so that I can be up on what's going on with it. It is called Flowdesk. Now, let me just tell you right now, I'm going to put a link on this page. The link on this page, or if you go to socialstoriesmembership.com/Flowdesk, the name of it is Flowdesk. There's a link where you can get a discount. So it will not only give you a free month, which holiday season, great time for emails, that will get you going on it, but also locks in your rate at like $19 a month. Okay. Which if you think about it, let me go back to what I told you at the beginning. Back when I was just doing network marketing, I would put together an email. I would send out that email, and I'm going to admit to you, it was in the chimp, hate the chimp, but it was at the time. And I would make, I would make at least, I'm not even kidding, once, like if I, not based on my volume would usually go up by anywhere from 600 to 1,000 from an email volume. Okay. Which means that I was making a nice chunk of change from an email. Think about that. From an email, I was making a third of that about. So just think about that. So $19 is not a big, you have to ask yourself, okay, once I get my emails going, how much would I need to sell? This is being a business person. How much would I need to sell a month from the emails that I'm sending to make up the $19? Okay. And that's not even completely fair because you and I both know that people see things from many different places. So you can't always track where they got it from, but let's just say they responded back to the email and said, I want that, or you saw them click through. So it's totally worth it. Again, the link I have will give you half off of Flowdesk. Plus we'll give you a free month. Okay. And by the way, should have mentioned this. It also gives you training. So I've done tutorials for you, free tutorials that you can watch to guide you through how to do it for what you're doing it for. Okay. So I've done that for you, made it really easy. The link is below if you're watching the YouTube channel. And then of course the link will be on, I'll put it on the show notes for you on the show notes page. Okay. Okay. So I tell you this because why does this matter? You're like, why does she want me to spend $19 to do this thing? Well, because here's the thing. Hands down, every network marketer that I have said, get a professional email system. The first thing they do when they've got it all set up and it's done and they've got their emails uploaded and they send out the email, they come back and go, oh my gosh, that was so cool. Because I got to actually see who opened my emails. Exactly. Not only do you get to see who opens them, you get to see how many times they opened it, what they clicked on. It gives you information that's very powerful for your follow-ups. Think about it this way. You have a finite amount of time, am I right? And the time is even dwindling more because of Thank You 2020 and all the things that you're doing, right? So when you are sitting there doing all the things and you're like, I have 10 minutes, who do I need to follow up with to see if they want X, Y, or Z? If you could go to the email that you sent and you were able to look and go, wow, so-and-so opened that 20 times, which happens, y'all. She clicked on that link 5 times. Who are you going to reach out to? You're going to reach back to her. And lo and behold, when you do, she's like, oh my gosh, I was just thinking about you. I totally want that. Bada bada bing. That is a good use of your time. That's a good use of your income producing activity. It works. You can't do that with an email. So whether you're using emails for your team, as I mentioned with that example of my up line, or you're doing it directly for your customers, it's a great way to really touch base with them. Okay. So you're going to hop on, you're going to use the Flowdesk. And I'm going to go, sometimes I get on a roll and I'm like, oh, I should tell them about this and this and that. I actually have and it is free, a free Email challenge. I do. I will also put that on the page. So it's a free email challenge. And actually, if you go to socialstoriesmembership.com, it pops up as well too when you're on that page. Free email challenge. It gives you the framework, my blueprint, all the things on how to do emails well, and gets you acclimated going with Flowdesk. Y'all, so I hate the word easy, so simple. Okay. Go ahead and sign up for that. The link will be below. If you're watching, there it is. Because it's so worth it for you to get a hold of your list, get a handle on it. And if you're like Roxanne, the holiday season, I don't know, make that your one thing. Make that the one thing that you're going to add. Building your list, setting it up in Flowdesk. That's all. That's all. Just do those things. And you're going to find they're uber powerful to you growing your business. Now that's because those people on your list that you're cultivating, that you're growing, whether it's 20 more, 50 more, 100 more, 200 more, whatever it may be, those people are the people that you're going to be able to communicate your specials with during the holiday season. They're also the people that in 2021, when you're talking about joining you in business and all the things, they feel like they know you. You've been sending them emails. And I'm not sending an email every day, calm down. But you're regularly sending them emails. And they're the people that are going to show up for you because they know you. That know, like, and trust factor you've been working on your social media, it only grows when you have them on your email list. And then you've got them doing all the things. Okay. So when you look at this fourth quarter, look at it and ask yourself, how can I start compiling people on my list? Your goal, if you have 0 to 50, 20, add 20 people. Your goal is to add 20 people over the next a little less than 90 days. I know that you can do it, and I want to hear the success you've had with it. All right. So but P.S. by the way, this is partially the tech tip as well too, is getting Flowdesk. Again, link is below. Go ahead and get Flowdesk and get rolling with the discount. Totally worth it, and it locks you in at the rate forever. Okay. We're going to be right back with behind the scenes, and I can't wait to tell you what I've been up to because you are going to love it, and it's all about you. All right. So we're rolling and going. Two things I want to talk to you about, just a little behind the scenes of what's going on. And of course, your mindset moment. And actually, your mindset is really, let's do mindset first. So I switched the order, forgive me. Your mindset moment. I really, really want you, and we talked about this a little bit last week or a lot last week. I want you to breathe in and breathe out and believe that this quarter, your fourth quarter, can be a successful one. You have got to believe that. I can't believe it for you. I do believe it for you, but I can't believe it for you to make a difference. I want you to get out of your rut. If you're in a rut, I want you to get out of what you think is possible or what must be done and get into that messy action and be willing to fall down and be willing to soar. Because I know you will, and I know you are. You just have to believe. Listen, we have no idea what's going to happen in the next day, second. Dare I say day? The next second. 2020 has been a doozy, and I can't wait to talk to you on the 100th episode, which is coming up of Roxtalks, by the way. A little bit more about that. But until then, stop being so hard on yourself, give yourself grace, and believe, because you are doing and will continue to do some great things in this last quarter of 2020. All right, so let's dive right into behind the scenes, because I don't know if I told this already, but I'm so excited to share with you that I have been in major conversations, and I have another long conversation and meeting this weekend for the Social Media for Network Marketers Summit. Circa 2021, we're coming back, baby. So excited. You guys loved the summit, and I loved what it did for you and your business. I love how it got you, opened your eyes to all the possibilities and all the things that you can do for your network marketing company via social media. And what's interesting is, even before it was done, people were like, I can't wait till next year. And I was like, oh my gosh, next year? How am I going to top this? What am I going to do? Well, I decided, I knew I wanted to do it again, but I'm like, don't worry about it, Roxanne. It'll all come together. You'll figure it out. It'll be okay. And in August, I sat down with my summit production team, and we talked a little bit about it. And this last month, which this is October 1st. So it was just, we did the final, okay, it's happening. Set the date, which I'm not going to tell you yet, but it's coming. It'll be in February. So it'll be early 2020. And already just in the conversations of how we're going to make it even better for, and really cater it. I mean, it's already catered towards you, but really to your needs circa 2021. I know you're going to love it. So please stay tuned for that. Here on the podcast, I'm going to give you all the little, telling you more than I should about what's coming up and who's going to be there and all that it's going to entail. So be on the lookout for that. And if you loved it, I highly recommend you tell your friends, tell your frenemies, tell your upline, your downline to be part of it, because this is just another step in really restructuring the network marketing industry to empower you to be CEOs of your business. All right. That is all that I have this week. You guys are such a joy. I hope you realize that. You don't even know. You're just amazing. And I'm just so thankful to be here with you. So, I'm going to end it. I want you to remember that you are not ahead. You're not behind. You're exactly where you need to be. And I, for one, am so pleased, so honored, and so happy that you're here with me. And I can't wait to see you next week for another episode of Roxtalks. Take care.